Good evening. Hello, you guys. Hey, it's Melissa Miller here at Miller's Rustic Sawmill, and I am joining you tonight on the stencil page. We are going to be using the new hat stencils. They dropped today, at midnight last night, I guess, this morning, whatever you want, however you want to call it. And they are, I think, still available. Hopefully, they haven't sold out, but they are going to be wildly popular. So tonight, I get to show them here with you guys. We are going to do another hat. Last week, I did a hat. Let me just pull myself up over here on my computer so I can see comments whenever I angle the camera down. All right, here we go. I think that's good. You guys can see what I'm doing here. So I think I've told you before that I have a different, like I have this copper color that I like to use. Right, here we go. Oops. I think that's good. On my hats, and I thought I was out of it. So there are a couple of different ways that you can do these hats. So you can do them so that the color pops off of your color choice is either going to really stand out, or it's really going to blend in and just kind of almost look like it's burned into the hat. And a lot of times I like to do that. So instead of burning, I will choose a brown or this dark copper metallic. And so tonight, I think on the under brim of this, I think I'm going to use the metallic copper. I think I have enough. And I think I'm going to flip this over. So I'm going to show you here, like, this is how I do it. Okay, so here's the front of your hat. This is going to be the front point that comes down over your face. So when you're walking, people will see this way and this way. So as I turn it upside down for myself to create, I'm going to turn it so that the point is away from me, and so that I'm creating so that if people are looking at me face on, or they're looking at me as I meet them, if I were wearing this hat, that it would be something that would be read this way from the underside. Does that make sense? So I would want to choose one of the stencils that is going to basically read that way whenever I put it on here. And so I'm just going to kind of look through here and see what I want to use. Maybe the Wild and Free or the Wonder Often. Let me just pull this out and I'll show you what I mean. So like this, you can see it curves like this. But so I would want to almost put it on this side, because if I put it on this side, it's going to be backwards and upside down, right? Or so it can only kind of go one way. So it's going to read this way as people would come up to me. Or I might choose not to even put words on the bottom because I'm not sure. So like this one is curved differently and it will go under here probably a little bit better. So we might use that one instead because it has the words going like this. And so that can be a little bit confusing. And honestly, there's no right or wrong to this. So I don't want to confuse you, but I do like to show that, like, whenever you start pulling out your stencils, just play around with the words. So this is what I was looking for right here. So this, if you were walking by me, which I know it's backwards, but this is what it would look like for you. You would be able to read this like this. So this is what it's going to look like as you were walking by. Okay. So that is my goal. That is what I like, personally. So I'm going to put that underneath here. And I think I'm going to put Wild and Free underneath. We are going to use some painter's tape tonight. We're going to tape this guy down. Hopefully I have more painter's tape on my table. We shall see. So I've just kind of positioned it right up here so that it starts halfway like in the middle, and it's going to come around like that. And I'm just going to set it on here, and then I'm going to tape it down. Okay, so I'm going to just dip right out of the lid. I'm working out of my lid tonight, and this is a copper metallic. And you might be thinking that, I don't know, you guys, we're going to see how this looks on here. The good news is if it doesn't look good, then I'll just go over it with another color. But I think it's going to give me the effect that I was wanting, and it's just going to kind of be subtle underneath here. So you can see here, I'm just going to go right on here, and I'm going to just go right over these words, and I'm going to hold on to this with my finger, my thumb. I'm going to hold it down. The stencils make it so easy. Okay, so let's just take a look. So look at how subtle that is, right? So that is something, and that's what I wanted to show you, is how subtle that tone on tone is, and this copper color can do that on so many of your darker hats. I didn't want it to pop off underneath. I wanted it to be subtle. So if you want it to pop, you of course want to choose a stencil or a color that's going to make it pop off of there and make it stand out, like a cream or something like that is what you would want to do. But since I am going for this muted tone on tone look, something that almost looks like it's burned from far away, that's what I'm doing. So I like to create that look just with the paint. Grab them. Look at that. That looks good. So subtle on the bottom, right? So pretty. So when you're walking by, there you have it, right? I love it. Okay, so let's put these running horses on the top. I think I like this. I think I'm gonna do this right back here on the back. We'll do this. I'm gonna get my brush. Okay, so I'm gonna offload this a little bit and we're gonna go right on here. And again, this is one of the techniques I showed, is that I go here with like 2 fingers. I just spread my fingers out and I like to go right over it and hold my stencil down. Okay, we are gonna pull this off. We're gonna take a peek and it's gonna look good, just like that. Let's see if I can fit something on one of my hats, because sometimes you guys ask about hats. And that even if it doesn't fit exactly, you're still gonna be able to get a good design on it, okay? So I'm gonna use a primary blue on this, and we're gonna see what it looks like. I think it might look cute, or it might look really bad, but we're gonna try it. And so I could tape this down right here on the white. It's definitely easier if your hat is held down or setting on something so that it's solid. So let's just go ahead and let's just give this hat, we'll just go over it. I'm just gonna take my time. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl where I can swirl, maybe pounce where I can pounce. Again, these little leaves over here. Do a little bit of pouncing. So it's not bad. It's kind of cute, and that's a very messy job. So you're gonna want to set it down onto something that's gonna hold your hat so that you can push on it, right? And you guys, look, it didn't turn out great, but look, it still looks cute. I kind of think it looks maybe even better that it's a little messy. A bowling ball, yes. Yeah, a styrofoam form. Even like I have used a bowl before and I've just turned the bowl upside down and I've set this over a bowl. And I don't think it looks bad at all. I don't think it looks bad at all. Not for as messy as I did it. So it can be done. So don't be afraid to try it. And since I did that, maybe let me look at the words now. I don't know that the words will fit on there. Amazing Grace. I don't think that they will. I think they will be too long, but we'll look. Yeah, they're not going to quite fit unless you cut them. I'm not cutting my hat stencils. That's probably one thing I won't do unless I need to trim them to fit a hat. But as far as cutting them in pieces, I won't be doing that. So cute, right? Come join me, and I hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.